Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to teamfortress.tv. We're back with more RGL Season 4 coverage. Got some Div 1 happening tonight. We got No Name versus Kronge. What's going on? I'm joined by Tery tonight. I forgot to mention.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm excited. We got some potential playoffs preview here between these two teams. Last time, since Div 1 is a round robin setup, they've played previously. It was like a 5-4 Snakewater thriller. I believe it went to No Name, so looking for more of the same here tonight.
Yeah, and I haven't been following Div 1 very much. Didn't do my homework for this match, unfortunately, either. So I'm not super sure where either of these teams are in the standing. I want to say they're second and third, right? Is that
I can answer your questions right away. So No Name are currently occupying the third seed. They sit at a 6-2 record. Meanwhile, Kronge are occupying the fourth seed, sitting at a 5-3 record. So very, very close in records. And they're all just jockeying for a potential playoff spot. As we all know, Div 1 will be top 4 playoffs.
top 4, the way it should be.
A little awkward with the Bradman bunch having recently gone the way of the dodo bird, but 4 out of 7. At least it's not 6 out of 7 like season 1.
Hey, that's what you like to see. 3/4 of your Div making playoffs. But jokes aside, I think this will be a good match. They currently have it on process. I believe that's what they're going to be playing tonight. I would hope so. Again, did not do my homework.
Fun fact for our viewers at home, for No Name, this is their 4th straight process match. And their next match against Allen Gaming is also on process. So, the wonders of pick ban, you just get the same map over and over and over and over again. But
yeah,
so I'm
like
sure
the legendary
these guys are well
practiced season. It's like the legendary dunk season that they had where they played Snakewater like 7 times.
I mean, they're on track right now, dude. They got 5 process games in a row. Talk about 3 straight weeks of process, but looks like there are 11 players currently in the server. Let's see if we can piece together who is missing. Looks like all of Kronge is here.
Yeah, they're here and readied up. They were ready to go. Like, before we even went live, I'm pretty sure they were readied up.
Someone on No Name. We got Rocket, Freak Show, Tank, Elijah.
We're missing Cavito.
We are missing Cavito. That is correct. So yeah, I mean, I didn't really catch the match last time. I don't remember if it was TFTV or Fireside that covered No Name versus Kronge on Snakewater earlier in the season, but it was a 5-4 victory for No Name. So I mean, it went the whole 9 yards, the farthest it could go. I don't know what they're talking about in chat right now. Oh, they couldn't extend the reservation. That's what we need, is for the match to expire before a victor has been
have to change maps at halftime or something.
That'd be some peak 2020 type stuff here. But in the meantime, I guess I'll run you down these rosters as we have the final missing piece of the puzzle, Cavito joining red. So for No Name in the red, we have Elijah and Dit on Scout, Rocket God, aka Rocket King, on Medic, Ermfy on Soldier, partnered with Cavito, and then MXR, aka Freak Show, on Demo Man. Meanwhile, Kronge Off-White, aka Kronge, donning the blue jerseys tonight. We have Platinum, last season's Div 1 champion, as part of Muscle March, playing Medic for them. We have Bwelp and Ali on Soldier, Skelly Knight and Ambrune on Scouts, and then Nomi on Demo Man. So the Kronge boys back at it again in Div 1, this time with an off-classing flavor to them. Trying to make playoffs for another time.
Yeah, and I think interestingly, Kronge really hasn't changed that much in terms of like where they stood. I mean, Div 1 is a little weaker this season, but they're still kind of like solidly in that top 4 like they were last season before they were off classing. So I think it just goes to shows like the tenure that most of these players have. Like, I mean, like you said, Palladium won last season of RGL Div 1. He got first with Muscle March. But he's playing Medic, so there's not really a lot of carry potential on Medic, so he's allowed to play that again. But the rest of Kronge, despite switching classes, are still about where they were the last couple of seasons. So I think it just goes to show like the experience. I mean, these guys most of them have been around forever, like at least the last 3-4 years. So
yes, sir. They have a lot of experience playing together at this level. So we'll see. You basically got the veterans versus the newcomers, the up and comers.
And I was gonna say we got on the other side of things. I think we got kind of the up and comers, maybe a little controversial depending on what you're reading on TV, but But yeah, we got like the up and comers, a little more unknown. I think Kevito hasn't been around nearly as long, although Kevito, no stranger to winning Div 1, although it was ESEA IM. I almost said ESEA Advanced. Whew. So yeah, we'll be going live really soon. Teams did ready up 90 seconds in the future. So
All right, Nick, give me a prediction. Hit me with it.
this is tough. I got some insider information about the status of my good friend Dit. You know, enjoying some adult beverages, and it was 5-4 last time, so that makes it really tough to call. But I think I gotta give it to the boys in blue, the Kronge boys. I think it's gonna be a 4-3 game, regular time.
Ooh, 4-3 with time expiring. We'll see about that. I'm gonna go a little more confident on the Bwelp and friends. 10 seconds to live. I'm gonna say 5-2. See Ambrune pop off. Gonna see Bwelp hit some nutty air shots, but we're gonna go live. Who do you want to watch on this first middle?
I think it's gonna come down to a lot of like the demos on these mids. Process is a very demo dependent map. Sometimes it's a mid you can, or that demo on mid on Process, excuse me, you can have just like a lights out impact and you can just do enough damage to basically win your team the mid.
Freak Show buff biffed his rollout. He's 27 health just sitting at his own rock. It doesn't look like blue team are able to punish it that much. The early stickies from Nomi not finding a home. As I'm watching Elijah now rotate up through the top right.
In.
Ooh, fast soldier.
Oh, Kronge never really got any space on the left side. Cardinal mistake here on Process, not getting to the other side across their path. They hung out and choked too far. Palladium had nowhere to go. Kevito landed in choke, and the rest of the team pushed forward. And it looks like Freak Show and Co. are gonna take the first mid.
Yeah, pretty dominant fashion. Those two picks really opening things up right away for them. Rocket still alive, building up that Uber, coming up on 90%. Meanwhile, Platinum just having respawned. Skelly's already on the Engineer, so the Turtle class is coming out here. Blue's gonna try and hope to fend off a very quick round from No Name at the start. But
yeah,
we're gonna see where this
died
red Uber
really
goes.
early, and Rocket was super far back and had to go for a lot of arrows on that mid. So Palladium's already at 60%. Is he on crits?
Ooh.
He's building so fast.
Kevito got blinded down to 3 HP. Very lucky.
They might
to
actually
have
get this. They're at
survived.
80% already.
Yeah, their No Name is taking a little bit too long.
They're gonna get the Zuber. If
They're
Palladium doesn't
walking
instantly
in.
implode, they're gonna get the Zuber. This is incredible.
They actually only get the
97.
gun, and now here comes Blue, ready to waltz
Yeah.
back into them with Uber. Actually, they might not even have to use here, as oh, there is Ermfi sitting in heaven. He is behind enemy lines. I don't know if the rest
They
of
know he's there,
Kronge.
they know.
Yep. They definitely know he's there now. He's gonna go down shortly. That's gonna be 2 picks and full Uber charge advantage for Kronge Realm. They are looking to waltz through lobby. It looks like. I'm watching Ambrune lead the
they're
charge.
pressuring Kevito. This is theirs completely for free. They are gonna pop though. I don't necessarily agree with that. They already had a pick on one of the soldiers and a scout. As long as they see the other scout in front, because they just pressured Kevito. Oh, I don't think they needed to use there.
Okay, well they sort of salvaged it. At least they got a pick, so they didn't come up completely empty-handed there. But as you said, having to pop that a little bit unfortunate for the boys in blue. Now they're staring at about 40% disad. We'll see where No Name elects to push and just kind of get their way back in a second here. But right now everything's just coming to a standstill for a little bit as we see the rotation, the red players going in through sewer now, moving towards Al-Qaeda. Ambrune's just building on the point, so he should spot them once they walk out that sewer door. Ambrune is... okay.
Oh, he gets dead on the Kevito. Kevito might die. Kevito dies.
And then the soldier bomb as well, a little bit of an aggressive bomb from Bwelp, manages to get out as well. Here goes Bwelp again, bombing on the point. Not really getting much, but they have bought enough time with Kevito dying there. Platinum managed to build up the rest of that Uber, and we are gonna settle back down into a 3-2 stalemate here.
Yeah, and good Uber counting there, presumably from Rocket. Almost the instant Palladium had Uber. I don't know if they just noticed it or what, but they instantly backed up. They are going to go for a counter-sack in here. Ali's going to get a good first rocket off on the Rocket, but not going to get a chance to shoot a second rocket here. As Erm's going to go for the counter-sack, doing the reverse roamer roll out, but gets air shot and not even going to make it to the ground. Gets very hard denied there.
I'm telling you, man, Bwelp, his rockets are pretty juicy, and here he goes, the double bomb through choke. Not the cleanest hit, he just lands into the stickies, and there he goes. He hits him with a weight. And, well, back to square one here.
Yeah, that's the sad zone for Bwelp. Like, counter-sacking into 2 scouts that are 100% waiting for you, he got so hard denied. And it looks like Kevito's going for a bit of a jump here, but it's going to beef it a little, so... looks like we're going to get a full reset. And Bwelp says I have a 20-inch for 360 in the chat. I don't know what he means by that. I don't know if it's like a I can't strafe or what, but...
Alright, here goes RP Tank through Al-Qaeda. He's double bumped. He gets
He
doesn't even get to hit the ground. Didn't even get to hit the peak of
I was
his
literally about to
jump,
say there's
dude.
stickies on the fence, but
And there you go. And now here goes Allie.
Oh.
Allie is also similarly painful death there as well. So, you know, these roamers just living the roamer life. You are at the mercy of your team. They tell you to sag, you just say yes ma'am, and you go in and you die.
Okay, so one of the things I have from my experience on playing with the Dunk Masters is that especially the Div 1, you can't give your roamer nothing to work with and just send counter sacks, because you're going to see exactly what's happening right here, where the scouts and the demos are so prepared and there's just so few set things that they're actually trying to do to mix it up that they're just going to get hard denied anytime and nothing's ever going to happen.
Elijah
So,
on
like,
sniper, by the way.
Ooh, I do like this.
He's already
I'll-
climbed up top on mid. He's peeking that really, really long sight line into second. But they're shoot right now. I'm not sure if anyone on Kronge Realm checked off classes. I don't think they did, but I mean, once he
I
takes
think
his
they've
first
seen the
shot, they'll
dot.
know
I
the
think they've
jig is
seen the
up.
dot.
Yeah, and look at the way they're positioned. Now they definitely know he's.
Yeah.
And he's kind of just taking some pot shots, some warning shots, letting them know, you know, watch out. I'm about to take your head off if you're not careful.
Yeah,
and
but
look
like-
at where Platinum is sitting, just behind the point, tucked away safely. There's no chance he gets headshot.
And I was saying, it took so long for the red team to rotate to help support Elijah there, and that kind of goes to the point that I was making before, where the teams aren't giving the roamers anything to work with. They're just saying go, and like you got to work more. You know, you got to pressure the other doorways. Like two people got to be trying to pressure doorways, especially when you're down a class. Allie's gonna get headshot in IT, gonna escape plan his way out of that one. Gonna get the pack in lobby, see if they can make anything happening. That doesn't look like they're taking any space on the flank. Oh, but Ambrin's gonna go down. That's a scout pick. Solar's gonna become increasingly more dangerous. As Skelly's positioned really passive here. Whelp's gonna eat a body shot, so he's out as well, getting the pack in lobby.
Gonna be a
Hitting
lot
some
of free
shots.
ground for red team
Yeah, he's
here.
got a lot of space. He just needs to, you know, go for something. Like, red team just needs to take a risk. They can't just like keep playing like this, otherwise they're not gonna get anything. They're trying to pressure the flank. They are gonna pick the soldier in upper IT, but blue team's gonna go for the exchange here. They're gonna be trying to trade out the Ubers here, try and buy some time for that spawner Valley to come in. Looks like it's gonna reset here with both teams on their side, but Nomi's gonna
Headshot
get
on Nomi.
headshot. He can't hold choke. He
Oh.
gets headshot again. Two clean headshots from Elijah, and Bwalpa waiting for an error is gonna get pressured by Kevito in the flank. So it looks like red team is gonna take this for free after picking both of the soldiers.
3 down on the side of blue, just getting Allie back up right now. Skelly switching over to heavy as the pressure comes in from No Name through the 4-door. Did is already on playing the point, but they don't even have second yet. I think they're leaving Elijah to cap. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So now, because they didn't actually get enough cap on second, the respawners from blue
Hopefully
came
he
back
meets it
up.
back.
Ooh, Elijah rips off another headshot onto Bwalp there, so that will equalize the situation. So I thought that was a little bit weird, Nick. Like they didn't have enough cap time on 2, so even though they had all the positioning on last, once those blue respawners came up, No Name was like, wait a second, we can't stay here anymore, and they just had to bail.
Yeah, and red team wasn't quite fast enough. I think they were kind of hesitant. They didn't know when Nomi was going to spawn. And so they were very hesitant to push into last, knowing that they were going to get that demo, and Nomi was going to have everything loaded and probably be 260 health by the time they found him. So they did a smart thing. I think they're just playing it slow. There was a trade of shots there in lobby. Whelp's going to pick up Ermfeet in lobby as well. Let's see if Whelp's able to shoot some ankles. Yeah, he's going to shoot Elijah in the ankles. They know he's there. Rocket's on the point out of that sight line, though. Very crucially. Oh, but Elijah's going to get the better of Whelp. Just drops down. Doesn't even need the 185. Just disrespect speaks him.
And now the rest of his team is supporting him with, as he tries to get through the 5-door. Doesn't have
Yeah,
a
but
buff though.
this
So
is
yeah,
so
that
hard.
fat rocket from probably Allie. Actually, it has to be Allie. And now Elijah's going to try and go for another shot here.
Yeah, but this is
just
so
peeking
hard from
through the
Elijah to
4-door.
get anything here.
Oh my
The
god.
Palladium crossed that sight line. That was so dangerous. They are going to take the exchange in lobby. This is a pretty fat exchange. Lots of players for Rocket to have to flash to get
Yeah.
out here. But
Oh, but
it
Allie
looks
might
like
get
Allie's
caught on lower
overstaying.
door. Oh, he gets Kevito
Oh
and
my god,
did.
Allie!
Huge
Allie just
play from
dunked
him.
on kid.
And now
was no
Ermfeet is
beast
hiding
exchange.
above. Oh,
Oh, Mixer's 25 HP. Oh, this has turned into a disaster for the red team. I thought they were gonna get off the back that later pop, even with the flash that they were gonna go. Oh my god, Elijah
my
just
God.
destroyed Bwell. Elijah's hitting headshots left, right, and center. Doesn't look like it's gonna matter though. Everybody on the side of No Name having to come off the respawn with the exception of Elijah and
I don't know if you
Rocket.
saw what happened to Ermfeet there as another headshot from Elijah. This guy just continues
Oh,
to
but
hit.
Nomi dies.
Oh, that's a big kill. And now, I mean, forget what I was going to talk about. Now, Kevito trades out, and the health on red isn't actually that great right now. As we see Amber trying to take a
indeed.
1v1.
Oh, but beast.
Oh, And now Ali trying to jump top right. Now this other soldier trying to
Oh, Palladium's in the sight line. Elijah had a great moment there to try and get a headshot into Palladium, but Palladium with a little duck and a turn, barely able to cover his head. But blue team actually does have a small advantage. Rocket did get a lot out with the sniper, who has no ability to build. I don't know if they know this, though. They have about a 10% advantage, but it doesn't look like they're in a position to capitalize. Ermfee's down so weak. If they push their advantage here, they might catch out Rocket, but looks like Rocket's going to get his Uber. Looks like he's just going to reset here. Elijah's still alive on sniper. He has not died this entire time.
Yeah, he's been hitting shots, so you know it's not like he's been doing nothing. But right now, no team has a real significant foothold in this match so far. This round is coming up on 10 minutes, so you know, very, very important first round as we see Ali go in for the counter sack. Classic roamer stuff here, and now Elijah just peeking the choke again.
He went so late though that this gives like Ermfee or somebody else on the side of no name to go for it. Yeah, I was gonna say they have the option to take a risk, and it looks like Elijah's gonna run in and die. I don't hate that though, because you have a strong sniper and Dit is your other scout, right? If you're gonna give up your combo scout, Dit has experience playing combo scout, so it's not like it's one of those scouts like, oh, he can only play flank. Dit can play that combo scout role, and not necessarily as vocal. I think Elijah's a little more vocal than he is, but I don't think it hurts because you have other players in the combo that can talk, and Rocket's a particularly vocal player, so I don't hate that. What I do hate though is that they've shown their hand at this roamer sacking game, and to be honest, both teams have kind of sucked at it. Like, they both need to try and give their roamer something to work with. They aren't pressuring at all. They're literally just hanging out in the standard hold spots. They aren't like, all right, we're gonna pressure the doorways. We're gonna give, you know, peek another doorway to try and dry, you know, the 6 sets of eyes that are off choke.
Yeah,
So.
but here we go. Speaking of the roamer sack, here goes Ermfee. He gets a good first rocket onto Platinum, but not enough. He gets cleaned up right away by Ambrune, and now back on the alley cam. He's gonna waltz his little legs through sewer, 200 HP, and he's gonna bomb right in front of 4 players.
Yeah, again,
and he's dead.
they aren't pressuring at all. Like, this is never gonna work. We're gonna have like a 1-0 game at this rate. Actually, I mean, at this rate, it's probably gonna be like 0-0, but like, this is such like a low impact game from both the roamers because literally nobody's trying to peek. They aren't trying to draw any ammo, and like the teams after they sent their sack in are hardly even spamming, so they just have everything loaded.
Yep. So we're gonna see which one of these teams kind of makes that adjustment first. As right now, you know, none of these teams have picked up on it so far. We're just probably gonna be in for some more soldier sacks over and over again, as we see Ermfee in sewer. Is now electing to go, and he just dies to the stickies on the Al-Qaeda shutter door. Now it's Ali's turn. How will you die?
They
Well,
have
this time
both
he has
soldiers
12.
in sewer this
Yeah.
time. Yeah, but the scouts are literally peeking. He's shown this hand so many times where like the first time that like him and Bulb tried to both go through choke and that didn't work, they've gone and tried to go through sewer every single other time, and like it's getting predictable. Like, it was literally like they had a scout peeking it before that, right? And then even before that, like they had Mixer had a sticky or 2 on it. Rocket does deal a little bit of damage, but being down one, I don't think that
Here goes
Kronge wants to go
Ermfee.
for any sacks. He just gets instantly directed by Whelp though. Like, he got in pretty deep, but like he landed in Whelp's face. So
Just too many bodies for him to try and possibly shoot. Someone's in middle. It was Skelly. So this time electing to send a scout did Kronge Realm. Unfortunately for them, no real thing happened as a result, and we are once again just wasting time. Well, I won't say wasting. Yeah. We are watching time pass. Kavito with the double bomb in through the choke, trying to land right on top of the demo. He got 2 rockets off Nomi down to 5 HP.
I like these adjustments from both teams, because Skelly went instantly after Ermfee sacked last time, and if you go before the other team is set up, you have a better chance of success, because like teams have been trying to spam to support their team, they've been making sure there's no stickies on the choke or whatever. Ali's gonna go for a really delayed big. Ooh, I think an air pipe.
Yeah,
there.
I think it was an air shot, air rocket from the soldier, and now Skelly in a 1v1 with Elijah. Skelly's just gonna back right the hell out. And Kavito on spy now, so I mean, No Name is really the first team.
He's just a friendly sniper, so he's playing the full mind games here. I wonder if Prondrome White is going to try and check this at all.
But
the way
the choke.
The game is so metagamed at this point, though, that like until you see the sniper take a shot, like there's always that question in your mind: is there a spy?
And again, Platinum, you know, he's played at a high level for a long time now. Should have his head on a swivel, but we're gonna see here, Kavito is trying to sneak his way in through lower IT. But I think the scouts on Kronge are just shooting around, so I think they know, or at least are aware of the possibility. And Kavito is just
Kavito's stuck like no scared to go in almost.
Yeah, but I mean, look at these Kronge players. They're patrolling the area all around them, trying to protect their heals, protect this Uber. We are staring at less than almost 4.5 minutes left in this round timer, so someone's got to make a move soon. Otherwise, we could see a full reset here. But ooh, that scattergun shot just whizzed by his shoulder. And now, Kavito, I just got to keep the cam on him. What is he going to be able to do here?
Yeah, but look at where Palladium's holding. Like, this is so passive. There's literally nothing that Kavito can do except
He's
for
going to go
maybe
for the
try
soldier,
and pistol him.
and he gets...
Yeah, but it's like not worth it to pick the... Oh, no. It's like not even worth it to go for the soldier, though, because, like, see, you get that trade, but then, like, as soon as the other team knows, it makes it so hard for you to do anything as spy. Like, the surprise factor is, like, half of it.
So as a result... Again, the off-class trick not working up for No Name. Now, Ambrew trying to shoot the stickies and choke. No real...
Ali's going behind.
He is so deep.
Oh, but he gets rocketed by Kavito. He jumps into the spawn.
Wait, but look at Kronge. They've taken that space. They're in deep, but Bluff dies.
Did on the flank, though. Dick does with
Bluff.
Oh, but Mixer dies to a spam pipe, but Skelly's gonna die. So 3 down on the side of Kronge.
This exchange
only 5 seconds on their
them.
2 soldiers spawn. I want them to take this exchange, though, because their soldiers are about to spawn.
Yeah, but here comes the rest of No Name flooding in. Ambrew trying to deny the soldier, and Platinum drops Uber there. And Nomi gets cleaned up immediately thereafter. These blue soldiers now are just stuck on an island. The rest of Red is waltzing in through the one door. Skelly on Sniper trying to salvage with a pick, but rest of Red is just going to get on the cap. The Uber gets popped.
They haven't even
That's
the
just
pop
going to
yet.
be it. Ooh, you hate to see that. That one drop from Platinum absolutely just changed everything.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I would like them to see them try and exchange on the point there, but it looked like the fragging classes had other ideas on the side of Kronge. But Palladium, I think, had the same idea as me, where he was holding so far forward, but he kind of got sold out by the rest of his team. He had a meat shot and a rocket, and that Uber ended up on the floor basically a ticks for the time. No reaction time there. Elijah eating a ton of damage early, gonna die, and Dit's gonna die early as well. Kavito's trying to jump into salvage. He is gonna get a fret. Dit's gonna trade out before he dies. It's a scrappy mid at that. But
Rocket
looks
is
like it's just
already
gonna
out.
be Mixer.
Rocket is gone. He is gonna be able to stay alive and at least hold on to this Ubercharge advantage for his team here. With Platinum dying, he died in that corner. You know, the little death corner, as I like to call it, on Process mid. You know, Process in 2020, or you know, over the last couple of years, it's a ring around the rosy. You gotta keep moving, and when you stagnate in an area like that, you're just asking to be bombed, which is exactly what happened.
Yeah, we saw the 2 cardinal sins that when I tried to explain to medics how to play this map, and we saw one from each medic, is that Palladium stayed on his pack for too long, right? He stayed on the pack because that's just a death zone. There's so many like functional choke points that has like for walls and stuff that you can shoot there. Kavito and Skelly are gonna trade out. We're gonna trade out flanks here. In the meantime, but then Rocket never got out of his choke. He could never heal his scouts that wanted to get aggressive on the other team. So those are like the 2 cardinal sins. If you're learning to play medic for this game, don't stay in your choke for too long on process, and don't stay on one of the packs, because the packs have so many little choky things. It's so easy for you to get splashed or somebody's on the high ground above you. So
No Name doing something really interesting. Yeah, they use that 2v2 trade to waltz their way onto mid, but the Ubers have even out. I was gonna say
they took too long though, but Kavito's gonna get a force.
Oh, that's a huge play from Kavito there. Now Rocket is just sitting pretty on his side of the point. They don't even have to use.
Oh, but Skelly gets a pick. They have 2 flanks here. Oh, and Rocket drops
the bomb. Who's gonna salvage?
2 rockets on his head. Dit's gonna run across point and kill Nomi, but it doesn't look like they got much left. Elijah dancing around up top here. He's gonna get slowly chipped down by Skelly, trying to find damage into Palladium, but Palladium with some really good movement, breaking line of sight over and over again, making it impossible for Elijah to find any real damage.
Wow, so that's... I mean, first we had Platinum with that crucial drop on his own, second costing his team the round, and then Rocket with one of his own. As they tried to walk into mid, I was literally about to like say, I feel like they were going a little bit too slow off the 2-for-2 trade.
Kavito dies on second.
Ooh. Will Kronge kind of parlay this into a little bit more of aggressive push here? It doesn't look like it. They are just kind of all stacking the points, so it looks like that
but by the time they get Uber, like, Kavito's going to be just spawning, so that means there's going to be a set of eyes missing from one of the doorways to try and get an early call. And it's going to be 1 less player to spam, so if they go right away when they get this Uber, but it doesn't look like they are. They're waiting. I don't hate this because they're buffing up and everything, but you should be ideally at the doorways buffing up at like 85. They're losing some of their advantage, but they are going to get in. They are going to find that sentry on the demo and the scout here. Mixer trying to find stickies on the point, but there's so much free space on the point. They kill Rocket. The Rocket's not going to get his Uber. So they're going to trade out soldiers here, but they have the pick on Rocket. There's a lot more sustain here on the side of Kronge. They need to try and end this fight, bring the fight to them. Don't give the defenders the option to play in spawn. They're trading out frags on the point. Mixer's the only one alive trying to put stickies on the point, but he only has so many stickies. They are going to hunt down the frag and spawn, but going to clear the point. And just as quickly as it took them to still make the break on the first round. The same thing happens on the second round. A drop from one of the medics, and instantly the other team capitalizes.
Yep. So I mean, all tied up straight away, 1-1. We got about 11 minutes left in this first half. I'm gonna watch Bwelp. Let's see what Bwelp does in this middle here. He's he made that big play. He dropped Rocket during that exchange on mid. So now here he goes, just jumping forward now,
down so weak.
right on top.
Oh, Ruby instantly died. Oh, this is so bad, and Palladium got across the pack, but Skelly's not going to follow, and unfortunately makes the, not able to get up with his team. I think he was a little too weak and didn't want to cross pack. Mixer trying to jump out. They are going to claim this frag. And I believe, yeah, Kevito's behind, so...
But Bwelp knows. Bwelp saw him jump around, so yeah. Bwelp has his eyes turned around. If Kevito walks out of IT, and there it is, Bwelp just says, "Hello, sir. Would you like some spam rockets from high ground?" And Kevito just has to back away. Might be a 1v1 with a respawn.
It's simple math here on mid. You got 2 soldiers on mid versus 1 soldier of Kevito. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to tell you 2 is bigger than 1. It's not a fight Kevito favors. Kevito's kind of lurking around looking for Skelly, but it looks like Skelly's just taking the long game, and it looks like neither of them really want to fight each other. Kevito's doing a really good... Oh, Kevito just destroyed Skelly.
And also Bwelp died as well.
And both medics did live the mid, so it looks like it's going to be an even Uber situation here, but doesn't look like No Name is trying to go for anything. I think they're just trying to let Kevito make something happen, but... Again, they're doing the thing where they aren't trying to pressure, they're not trying to draw eyes, and they know Kevito's there. This isn't a surprise to them. And, you know, assuming you're semi-peeking any of the doorways, it's really easy to keep tabs with all the long sight lines on process. Yeah, so Kevito's constantly checked.
Kronge trying to rush Kevito out on mid, but never mind. They just bullied him to the one opposing pack, and now he's just collecting ammo and health. Gonna try again, deep behind enemy territory. Here comes the soldier. Oh, Kevito kind of biffs his jump. Is going to manage to take the pack, but he's doing a great job distracting. What's the rest of his team doing, though? They're pretty much just sitting on last.
He wants to make something happen on Sniper. Like, he's trying to peek some of the doorways. He was getting a little antsy in lobby, but it looks like he's going to back up. I don't like this from the side of Elisha, though. I think they should go for an off-class. Knowing that Kevito's behind, like, it's only a matter of time before Kevito dies. Like, either Kevito's just going to sit on the other team's second and last for so long and not get anything, or eventually Kevito is going to die.
Yeah, and Dit tried to play some games at the shutter door, maybe go for the hero shot, but, you know, all of Kronge just locking down the doors pretty well, and now Dit electing to go heavy now, so I guess just waiting for Kevito's inevitable death, but, I mean, the longer
but they have so much time, a sentry is so much better than the heavy, like, okay, yeah, Dit's finally gonna go NG. Like I say, because, like, there's the option, like, with the heavy, right, you can move and everything, but in a last, like, process, there's so many good spots you can get the gun in and around the point, that it makes it almost impossible for other teams to peek without hard committing a player or taking an exchange. And process is like metagames so hard, like with the aggressive sentry positioning, especially with the gun. Yeah, I was gonna say like aggressively in the front of the point. It makes it so like even if you go down a player, you're literally not sweating at all. You don't have to care.
Yeah, so we're in that situation now, Nick, where the round timer and the half timer are pretty much identical. So, I mean, Kronge, if they so choose, they could play this as slow as they desire. The rest of No Name is pretty much content with sitting on last. Meanwhile, Kevito is still just, you know, he's in the choke now. So, actually, this could be an opportunity. Okay, and now
I like what Elijah's doing here.
Kevito flanking, finding the soldier in IT. He's going to die.
Bwelp's getting straight up, but Mixer died. This is huge. And they don't have the players in the doorway, especially with Kevito behind. That's one less person in the doorways. Nomi's getting arrow tanked here by Palladium and is finding so much damage on the plate. They're going to get onto the points at 3v3, but Urfy's going to come off the respawn.
3K.
Off the respawn.
He might get a 4th here on Nomi. Yep, he will.
He gets 4.
Give him 4. Bwelp is just respawn.
Bwelp kills a rocket. No,
he kills him and roll out with the stick. It's
skill
still
stick.
legal, ladies and gentlemen, and that will swing Ubercharge advantage right back into Kronge's hands. Oh man, the rest of Kronge have already pushed through the sewer side. They are taking space on the left of Mini Spire. And this should be second going down. The ad actually at the end of the day is really only going to be about like 15%. So if Kronge decide to push off a bit, they gotta go quick, no hesitation whatsoever. They just gotta pick a door, commit, and just hope to kill Rocket King. Because
they've been slow on these pushes. The last couple times they've tried to push into last, they've been waiting until players, or been waiting till like 90% to start buffing players, and by the time they're actually going through the doorway, the other teams had a chance to build that 10-15%. Although it looks like this time they're making the adaptation that they know that they have a really small advantage, but It's so small at this point. It's literally only 15%. There's no off classes with the exception of Dit and Spawn, who's going to switch to heavy. They're getting across the top. Rocket doesn't have it. 99 going to barely get it. And Brune's going to be dancing around up top, but Nomi overstayed his welcome.
He got
did not get the
separated.
memo to get out.
He got separated from his Uber there. Like, he jumped the top left. Meanwhile, I'm assuming the scout and the medic continue to walk in from the right, from 4-door. So he got pretty much easily cleaned up after the Uber was expired. And now, with no demo, No Name's going to try and make a push here. Ooh, but Ali shuts
with
down
a nice rocket to Elijah.
And
Yeah.
wait, Skelly? Oh, never mind. He got cleaned up right away. Everyone on red knew he was there. Well, just bombing forward out onto the
with
rollout
no
area. Nah, he doesn't fear.
Oh, Palladium
Ooh,
with the frag. Palladium take. Oh my god, Nomi just synced 2 stickies and destroyed Rocket. Rocket peeked upper IT after the rest of his team had made all the space, but Nomi stuck around in upper IT, just synced 2 stickies in there, and instantly Rocket died. As soon as Rocket saw Nomi, he was dead.
That's what we call the reverse pick, and now, well, Kavito going down. The health on blue is actually not that great, but Platinum coming up that Uber very, very soon. They're just waltzing in through the 3-door. Here goes the Nomi bomb.
Elijah dies. Oh, Dit almost dies. He's gonna get arrowed, but they're literally on the point by the time they have to pop this Uber. There's not a lot you can do about that except for flash the players that are getting shot at and stand on the point and win. And yeah, I'd like the decision from No Name to try and push. They had to pick on the Nomi. They had that better Uber, knowing that Kronge probably didn't have a lot loaded. They did not have a demo, so there's no trap of somebody instantly dying. But as you said, it turned into a reverse pick situation. They weren't able to capitalize on the advantage quick enough, and they didn't recognize that their advantage disappeared. And they overstayed their welcome on second, where Kronge had that spawn advantage. Murphy going to go down so weak to start off this mid, going to be going into his own sewer to get the pack. Both taking space on the other team's pack. Are they able to capitalize? Murphy with a nice rocket along with the damage from that scout, going to instantly take down Welp. And Kavito's going to find clean 2 rockets into Nomi. Going to die to the own self damage after another rocket. Trading 2 for 2 here on the mid. Class advantage in favor of No Name here, but it looks like it looks like they have a little bit of top positioning. That demo is so crucial on process mid, like I said in the pregame. So it looks like they're going to favor them here, but with Bulb dying so early, he's actually going to come off the respawn, and it looks like they're on the other team's pack. He might be able to get something off his fast respawn. He's bombing in so fast. Gonna find 2 rockets. Rocket's going to have to pop in the air out of fear of cratering, but I think he could have waited till he got a little closer to the ground to pop. They are going to trade 2 soldiers out once again on the side of Kronge. They're going both in, but no Ruber on the side of No Name. They are just going to have to leave. Dit's going to overstay his welcome. Elijah's going to die. Kavito's going to die. Getting all the picks late, and they have not had to pop their Uber.
I think that was just a last-minute attempt at a salvage from No Name. They tried to get in on top of Platinum, but he was A-okay there, protected well by his team. And now this is, Kronge looking to put up a strong first half here, going up 3-1. We got 3.5 minutes left, so we won't count our chickens before they hatch. But Ambrune he's hungry. He's gonna walk through the 4-door. It looks like he's in deep. This sentry gun, 7th player, is gonna go down right away. And now rest of No Name is stuck in spawn. There's at least 2 players in there, but blue team's Uber didn't actually get many kills. In fact, none at all until just now with Kavito going down. So I think red has a chance to hold this. And yeah, with 3 players on Kronge going down, the rest of them, they just gotta go. Rocket coming up on that Uber. Only Kavito died. So, I didn't really catch what happened in that Uber. They just couldn't get kills. They got some positioning, but at the end of the day, that's gonna be a flubbed last push.
Yeah, they didn't get pressure on the point either. Mixer up top was able to continually relay stickies up top. Really good positioning from Mixer, not being in any danger to die to the Uber, and not at any point being in danger to have to come down from the top or have to dead his sticky. Looks like they're going to instantly pop into mid. Our No Name, I think they realized that they had a sniper. They also opted to go through that IT area. Really small doorway. Well, on the sniper here, but Palladium coming up on that Uber. They have players by the point. If they overstay their welcome, they're trying to get through IT. They are going to pop, and Brune's going to get in. They are going to stop the cap, and they're going to get Mixer here. Mixer down to 90 speed. Murphy dies as well. 2 really important picks, and they can snowball this. Kavito's nowhere near his team. They have no opportunity to stop this choke point. It's going to be purely DM from Dit to see if he can stop this from happening. But Kavito's going to bomb in. They're going to find Nomi. That's a good first pick.
And I think the rest of Kronge have just retreated, and the aggression continuing from No Name. They pick off Welp by the sewer door as well. So, a really nice job at stuffing mid and stopping the cap going down, but kind of just couldn't get much after the post. Nomi being the first casualty certainly didn't help things. Here come the soldiers flying in, making some space. No Name should get that cap up, but we might be back in the old 3-2 here, although there is significantly less time for this upcoming stalemate.
Yeah, I think teams will probably throw in maybe 1 sack rate. There's only about a minute and a half left here. No Name's gonna walk in almost completely for free. They are gonna get the force out. Ali's gonna die for it. I'm curious if Kronge, yeah, the Kronge with their better Uber, they're just gonna walk back in, but they are gonna be losing players. They need to find frags. They need to find them now, or this could be a disaster.
Oh,
looks like we got some STV lag. I mean, I'm assuming it goes to time here based on the timing of that lag. They are finding frags. This is so scrappy on either side. Nomi's clutching it out on second. Nomi gets both scouts. And find enough damage into Ernfy that Skelly's able to clean it up. Nomi with the huge plays able to find essentially 3 kills for his team and clutch that. They were down players, and Nomi comes up absolutely huge. It looks like Kronge has a chance here to take mid, but they only have a minute left. Process is a map you can snowball really hard, but based on the way this game's been going, I don't think that's how it's gonna go. No Name, knowing that both medics had died and Rocket got the forward spawn, they're gonna walk back into mid. They have that heal advantage. So they are going to walk into mid. They are going to recap mid, but there's only 40 seconds. I don't think that's enough time unless one of these teams just kills over and goes into spawn.
Yeah, they have to go fast if they're going to try and do something. Whelp immediately meets them at the choke before jumping away. Look at the rest of Red, though. They are in through the lower IT door. Kronge have pretty much given up second right away. There's only 25 seconds left. Ooh, and that's going to be a pick here. This could be a heartbreaker round with 20 seconds left on the clock. Rocket King coming up on that Uber very, very soon. But again, time is ticking away. Headshot ripped off from Belp on the Ernfy and rollout.
If they get this Uber, they win. If they get this Uber, they win. 98, 99, they get the Uber. They just stand the point. Yep, the Ubering the heavy on point. As long as the Uber doesn't get flashed on anybody, they have an invulnerable heavy on point. There's no opportunity for them to get on. And 2-1 ends the first half in favor of Kronge. Very back and forth first half.
Yeah, it started off slow, right? We talked about the peril of the soldiers, the roaming soldiers sacking in by their lonesome. But that first round lasted like, 10, 12 minutes. But once that got out of the way, Kronge started picking up the pace in terms of the aggressive pushes. Obviously, with time expiring, No Name almost had a chance to tie it up, but there's still another second half ahead of us. Let's take a look at these stats. What do we got?
Still trying to find them on the old other monitor here, but at least on the eye test, I want to say Elijah was a bit of a difference maker in terms of the scouts, at least in terms of like getting the actual frags. And on the other side of things, I want to say it's hard to give like Kronge like a one player that was like, yes, this was definitely doing good. It felt like across the board they were doing really, really good at just playing together. And again, I think that kind of goes to like the team synergy aspect. Like No Name's kind of like some of these players I'm assuming played together. I mean, if you played in Div 1, chances are you probably played with somebody else on your team at some point or another, but Kronge was functionally unchanged from last season with the exception of 1 or 2 players, and they've all played with these players before, so they've got that pre-existing synergy, just, they're on different roles. And I think that's really what the difference maker is for Kronge was that teamwork, but I think Elijah on that beam scout, especially when things get scrapped, he's always got that 185, and he's always able to, like, hunt down whatever frags he really needs to in the scrappy team fights.
Yeah, he's actually a top frag in the server, went 23 and 10. He almost top damage. Of course, that was a pretty slow half. We all saw the stalemating from the 3-2 position. Ambrune is actually the top damage with 223 per minute. And then Nomi and Elijah right behind him at 219. The stat line that's sticking out to me, Mixer, Freak Show, 6 and 8 with 149 GPM. Obviously, it was very, very slow of a game, right? But just not like the level of impact that, like, for example, Nomi's doing. Nomi's doing considerably more damage, considerable more kills as well.
Again, I mentioned it in that pregame just very briefly, but I mostly applied it to the mids, but I think this kind of applies to all aspects of the map for process. Demo is very feast or famine. You can have like a absolutely blinder lights out game and have a big impact, like you're saying Nobi have, right? Very consistent damage across the board. He's only second in the server to Ambrune's damage, and Ambrune's the one playing combo scouts, so ideally they're kind of feeding off each other's damage in a lot of these team fights and stuff. Again, going to that pre-existing synergy point that I made earlier. But then on the other side of things, you see like Mixer isn't on the same page as Elijah, I think, or there's obviously some sort of disconnect happening, whether it's a communication issue or what, and it's making the game incredibly hard for Mixer. And I want to say a fair amount of those frags happened when the game was super slow, and it's him killing a sacking player with sticky traps.
Here's how you know that the first half was slow. Platinum took 57 damage per minute. 57. That might be one of the lowest numbers I've seen in a long time, but overall,
it's like my DPM on Soldier.
Hey, overall the kills were very, very even. Kronge with just 3 more. The other thing that stands out is they won mid fights. They took 3. Meanwhile, No Name only grabbed 1. So as far as a match that is extremely closely contested, such as this one, the mid fight wins are gonna mean something, especially once the second half gets going.
Yeah, territory control, especially when the game is slow and it's very chess-like in the way that the game is moving. Having that territory, starting with 3 points instead of 2 is really big because you have that option to like we can take a little more risk. We can throw in that second player and take that risk and try and bait people and we can play that spawn advantage on mid. Whereas if you have second, it's like you make one mistake, you're on last or you're losing the round. Or if you have mid, more times than not, you can almost guaranteed reset on last and have like an okay last hold no matter what. So I mean, especially too with Kronge being up 2-1, that means they just have even more opportunities to take risks. So
All right,
can we start going
should
live?
be going live. Yep. You know what I like to see?
Yeah,
Whelp has 7 kills and 6 air shots.
let's go.
So that's the type of stat line you'll love to see.
That's the good ratio right there. This stuff feels good. Who's got the most air shots on the server? Is there a good friend?
Is Whelp. Yep. Whelp got
They don't-
6. Nomi and Kavito have 4 each. Then Ali 3, Ermfee with 1. But here we go, second half.
Yep.
I'm gonna put it on the mixer cam. We'll see if he can turn up in the second half. We'll see what happens. His team's only down by 1 round, so certainly not out of it by any stretch of the imagination.
Instantly flubs
He's
the
gonna
roll up.
caster's curse straight away. You hate to see it if you're a fan of No Name, but here we go. Not really punished for it. Just waddling up on the right side, waiting for an arrow from Rocket King. Finally getting it as the rest of his team takes height control. No, they backed off for a little bit. And it's actually Kronge with initial crate presence as the teams continue to do ring around the rosy. But Whelp, Rocket King is stuck in his own sewer, and he's actually just going to go down right now to Ali. That is huge. I'm not sure what happened there. I saw the
Both scouts die on the side of Kronge. This is huge because it means they have no hit scan to kind of clean up these late players. They have to get big frag. It's just going to be Ali and Palladium here on the other side. They are behind. Elijah's in, gets a good first me shot into Palladium, but Palladium's going to get the pass. They do have this Uber, so they have that get out of jail free card, although the sewer door is sticky. And Kevin's going to come in. Ah, he drops Ali. That's huge. That means there's no one to shoot with this Uber, but Palladium with a beautiful serve. I think he's going to be
He's gonna die. That's unfortunate, but that was a nice attempt from him to salvage that situation. The nice sticky surf, couldn't quite get enough air time to get out of there, and now, this is a big opportunity for No Name. They already have second capped. Platinum is dead for another 10 seconds. Rocket King's gonna be sitting at 75% advantage here, and I mean, kind of just what the doctor ordered for No Name. They had a pretty good mid-win despite the really strange positioning of Rocket just sitting by his sewer door, and now, I mean, 80%. They get the gun immediately as well, so nice job from Kavito.
Whelp's in lobby. Okay, I was gonna say Whelp's in lobby and was getting healed by Rocket. They had no idea that he was there. And Mixer on a 5 kill streak, definitely getting the feast and early in the second half. They are gonna pop through the doorway, but Mixer's gonna die to a pipe. They're gonna trade it out for the heavy of Scaly. Whelp's still on the respawner though. Palladium's gonna die. It's gonna come down to see if they can get the frags on the point. Dit dancing on the point for his life, but it's gonna get tanked a little too hard. The Rockets and Stickies coming in aren't gonna be able to dissuade him off the point. And just as quickly as the second half starts, it's gonna be a 2-2 game.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like at least for 3 of these 4 rounds, there's been that one swing moment, that with Platinum dropping a soldier in the other team's sewer, and then the other 2 drops from each medic in the first 2 rounds. But we're going to be taking over another mid here. Skelly Knight just taking control, just daring that scout to challenge him. Andrew's going to be the first casualty, some mixers.
Oh, Kevito's on Palladium? Oh, great rockets from Kevito.
And now what can the Kronge players do? Bulp is kind of shut off in IT. Mixer trying to jump away. Takes only 21 damage from crater damage. And now Elijah has a full buff up top. Ali's not going to get anything. And neither will Whelp here. He's going to...
Oh,
nice rocket.
Skelly with a really clean surf is able to get some decent chip damage to Rocket, but never quite able to close that distance. Again, though, second half here, No Name is definitely turning up on these mids. I don't know what they talked about during the halftime, but... definitely some crucial changes coming in here. Again, Mixer has 3 kills. I'm pretty sure he's already got 8 kills in the first 3 minutes of the second half.
A little bit of an early Uber here. Well, I think they got forced by Whelp, so nicely done by him. And now the scout is trying to flood in. Elijah gets picked off. Rocket is very, very hurt, so he's going to be, a little bit more passive.
That's over. That's over. As soon as you lose both your scouts, scouts are so crucial on process last, but Mixer with a clean 2-pipe onto Ember. The soldier's so weak, still dancing in the last. Rocket's so weak. Mixer's trying to make his way out. They're all in this 5, but that scout's not shooting him. He's just trying to get out. Rocket's gonna die though with the exit frag.
Is
Coming
that
in
a
from Nomi.
roller? I didn't catch that. I'm not sure what happened.
I didn't see
and
it
Velp
either.
with a nice little skip jump picks off Freak Show as well. So now, I mean, a little bit scary there from Kronge. You thought they might have gone down 2 quick rounds in the second half, but they salvage, they hold on for dear life, and now they have a great opportunity to push in the middle here, assuming they don't get, you know, surprised by any gremlins slash back cappers. They are going to be eating some spam. Yeah, that's going to be a pretty good trade. In fact, a great trade as long as they don't, you know, lose any more, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Rocket King is still, well, he's actually just reconnected with a teammate here, 50%. So will Kronge decide to push off of this ad? I feel like they can, but whether they will is an entirely different story.
Yeah, they definitely going to wait for Nomi. Again, Nomi's a very crucial piece to the Kronge puzzle. Again, demos are very, very important on this map, but it looks like he's going to hold the door, and Ali's going to go back and take his hand at the sniper play. I like the timing of this off clap. I like that it's so early, they haven't set any sacks. Maybe learning from the first half that, you know, sacking if you're not going to try and support your team on process is, it makes it very, very hard for that soldier. That soldier's basically stuck in, I'm going to jump into 2 scout cell.
So now Ali's going to try and put on his best Elijah impression when Elijah just ripped off a ton of headshots in that extended life that he had on Sniper in the first round.
Yeah, he was alive for like 10 minutes.
So we'll see what Ali can do here. He's just slowly but surely inching towards that sight line, hoping someone will test him. But, I mean, he's the only off-class on the field, so I'm just... Oh, wait, actually, Elijah also went to Sniper, so...
Oh, Elijah instantly picks Emperor. And yeah, I was going to say, I don't like the way that Ali played that, though, because that first shot you get on Sniper is usually your best shot. I'm a big fan of, like, when you have that, especially when you're trying to go for the timing that he hit, where it's going to go for that unexpected timing, that you go for a bigger risk, especially because you hold mid. You can go down that one player. It's okay. Elijah's going to eat a pipe in choke, again, completely unsupported by his team. I don't like this from either team. They're so afraid. I think both teams realize that this is, like, a must-win. Right, not only for that, like, the mental game in playoffs, right, for like No Name, like, hey, it wasn't a fluke the last time we beat you, right, and especially going into playoffs, right, there's that boon of, hey, we beat you twice in the regular season, or hey, it was 1-1 in the regular season, we beat you the second time that we played, right, because very likely at some point these teams are going to play in playoffs, but, you know, they're just not willing to take risks. They're only ever throwing in that one player, and I want them to just, even if it's a little risk of just another player peeking a doorway, I want them to take that small second risk. Mixer's gonna detonate on Welp, though, as soon as he peeks the sewer door, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say, whenever they have, whenever Red Team has their sniper peeking aggressively through the choke, Rocket was just sitting on Spire. I feel like he could have, yeah, now he's in a little bit more of a support position. Yeah, playing on this pipe, nice. He can just tank his sniper, so that way the you know, the stray pills from Nomi won't actually amount to anything, and Elijah's gonna win the sniper duel, but he immediately dies to the Nomi pipe, so, I mean, once again, just standard stalemate stuff here.
Yeah, and Elijah says in the chat, I have 300 DTM on Cypher and Amber in the chat, you turned something on, Mixer.
Well, yeah, no. There have been a little bit of controversy around these parts regarding some of the players on Red Team, but Ali's going to elect to put on the disguise kit as the
So does
spy.
Elijah.
Oh, yeah, let's go, baby.
I think they're reading from the same playbook. I think both soldiers are like, alright, what if I just fed into 285 scouts on the high ground? What if I both played sniper at the same time? What if I both played spy at the same time?
You watch Elijah, I will...
Oh, Ali eats,
Ali
eats spam in the choke. I also don't think Ali's spy checked, and I think Elijah spy checked at this point. Elijah's sitting on sticky, he's in the choke, he's standing on sticky in the choke waiting for his cloak to regen. I think Ali's gonna walk into him.
Oh, he got bumped.
He got bumped. Okay, he stood on the ammo pack. That's, okay. Spy rule number 1 is you charge up your cloak on either side of the choke point, just outside of the spam lanes, especially if you're using cloak and dagger, and you use the majority of your cloak and dagger to get through the choke points, where you're not going to be standing on stickies, you're not standing in a spam lane, and not standing on an ammo pack that, especially in these stalemates, players are going to want.
Spy rule number 2, don't call medic when you're on spy, because the other team can pick up on that if they have their chat on, but Ali is just posted up behind the enemy team. He is just staring
Chat
at
on in 2020.
Rocket King moving around.
Oh, Mixer shot a pipe behind him.
It did not connect, but I mean, I think they know he's there, because he, like you said, Elijah did check when he was rolling up on spy, so it'd be very difficult for Ali to get something unless just, you know, Red Team forgets about him and turn their monitor off.
If he dies. I want Kronge needs to throw in a soldier. If they throw in
Yeah.
Whelp,
Here he
did they
goes.
go
He's
with the
gonna
wrong
get
time?
the
He's gonna get the sniper. But Brune dies, Ali dies. I don't like that with the way that Rocket was playing though on the edge of the point and the way that Rocket's been. Oh, but the soldier in from IT.
Well, with another big play, getting the
But they're
force
kind of making a
off.
bit of an exchange.
Yeah.
So it looks like they just run in from choke. I don't necessarily like that. I like the play from Whelp. Whelp and getting him. Oh, Nomi with some smooth moves, gonna surf out of there. But it looks like Skelly's gonna cost his life to try and get out. Palladium's gonna be trying to surf around, put on his dancing shoes to try and make it out, but Mixer's not gonna let him get out. Nobody's gonna get caught. I don't like that decision. There's obviously a disconnect between like what Whelp wanted to go for and what the rest of the combo. The rest of the combo went for that exchange, and then Whelp just jumped in from IT and he got the force at the same time. But that's tough. I think I don't know. That's just a tough call. Like, I like that idea to go for that exchange, but they just overstayed their welcome because Bulp died. So if Bulp had lived, they would have been able to reset in that choke point and like potentially reset on mid. But because of that, Palladium dies, and now Rocket's got a 50% Uber advantage here to push into last.
Oh man, here at TFTV, you know, we're gonna let the RGL anti-cheat team sort out this own bubble here, but as it stands, you know, Ambrune giving some smack talk here. And because Mixer, you know, like you said, feast or famine, he's certainly been feasting, and the more aggressive pace, the more fast pace of the second half is certainly lending to that. But here goes this Uber from red team, not really the greatest.
Oh, Skelly dies with the
Skelly, and the gun goes down right away as well. But Platinum coming up 85%. So if the longer blue team can draw this out, the better it is for them. But here comes Mixer with the bomb. He gets the pipe onto Platinum, and that should be the round. Only Nomi. And that's going to be 3-2, a lead for No Name here.
All right. No Name's got the amount of rounds we need. I just need the experience of Crondrome to come in. You know, somebody's got to give that quick pep talk on one of these rollouts here. Get his team rallied together. 2 quick rounds for Crondrome, and my prediction's right.
No, they need 3, brother. It's 3-2 right now for No Name, so they need. Oh, right. No,
yeah, so it was
4
rounds.
That's right. That's right. Well, we got 19 minutes to see if that will come to fruition here. Bwelp just spamming rockets from the left lane. He needs to reload before bombing, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to land right on top of the red team. So much damage from Bwelp. Beautifully done by him. And now just Mixer and Elijah left alive. Elijah is... Well, he got called out by these blue scouts, and he should go down. There it is. And now here comes the demo bomb late.
Mixer's in.
Not able to get it. He actually just kills himself. The Demo Man special.
Yeah, and fun fact for all the viewers at home, and if you didn't know this, if you get a sticky on yourself, there's actually a small frame. It's very, very small. I think it's literally only a tick that you do damage to only yourself. And if you kill yourself on that tick, you don't actually do damage to the players around you.
Right, so just as you said,
unless there's other stickies. If there's multiple stickies, then the other stickies that don't kill you will. But
this is a good opportunity for Crondrome here to even up the score. They have used in through the 3-door. They aren't getting much of this Uber. The gun is still alive. They have no cap time. Okay, finally the gun goes down, but I mean, there's 8 stickies that Amber was desperately trying to clear, and I mean, no kills on either side right now. The first casualty is Tank, followed by Bwelp, so Soldier down on each side, but Rocket King 80% Uber, so same thing as reverse, but Nomi's just playing the point. He hits a pipe on a Rocket. Rocket at 87%.
Mixer barely lives in the spawn door, but Rocket has nobody to heal. One more round. All we need to see at a Crondrome. Again, tie game. And we are going to see it's 3-3. We have about 18 minutes left, so if we get another one of those first rounds, it could very easily go to Golden Cap. But I think the way that the mids have been going in the second half, teams are taking a little more risky mids.
It's the rule of Marxist, Nick. Whenever the first half goes to time, the second half speeds up dramatically, and we have been seeing that so far with the same amount of rounds in each half already, with only 13 minutes eclipsed here. Bwelp with another huge bomb.
Well, and Bwelp's alive. Bwelp's behind, drawing so many people back to fight him. He finds damage into Kevito and Dit. That bomb from Bwelp literally just soloed the mid.
Dude, I don't know. I'm not seeing
but Dit dies on the exit.
I'm not seeing what Red is doing, but like somehow at the midpoint of these mid fights, their heals are in their own sewer, and it's absolutely costing them right now with what the
but Kevito finds Palladium. Oh no.
Interesting.
Oh, that's crucial. Like, Crondrome just tried to peek in the choke point, overstayed their welcome, and Kevito's been doing that all match, just high bombing the choke point. Nomi's gonna find a pick onto Elijah. I like that pick from Nomi. Again, it's all about risk taking. TF2 is a game of risks, right? Where like everything you do has a certain amount of risk factor to it. As Bwelp and Skelly are both going to go for a play. Again,
Brune's going to die too. That's kind of just a little bit of a feed there from the Kron realm. They were trying to hope for a miracle force or drop onto Rocket King, but that will not happen. Mid's gonna go down for No Name, and they still have really juicy ad to work off of, waiting for the rest of their respawners to kind of come up, get buffed before they get going here. And Ermfy just spam rockets through the choke, now rotating as Kavito is here. Will blue team elect to throw one of their soldiers at him in an attempt for the force? Ooh, Kavito dies right away.
Really good trap from Nomi.
And
Yeah,
well,
it looks like
chilling. They're just sitting there
they
waiting.
just canceled their push.
So nice,
Yeah,
nice sticky trap.
I was gonna say, and I think Nomi has kind of been a silent hero with those sticky traps. Like, I think I've been missing it in a lot of these fights where like randomly he just gets picks, and they're just like the most like, I wouldn't say obvious, but like they're pretty standard sticky traps. But like he puts them up either at weird times or just holds onto them, and then like suddenly has 8 stickies. And I think that's been like one of the turning points for a lot of these like defensive fights for Kronge is the fact that like Nomi's holding onto these traps for so long, he's getting a pick at like an odd time, and then is just walking forward with 268 and 8 stickies loaded.
All right, so I mean we're all tied up, back to square one. 15 minutes on the clock in the second half here. Nick's prediction still on the table. Mine is unfortunately a little bit out as we see this first soldier fly in, just distract. Nomi with a just jump back out onto Spire. And well, here goes Ambrun trying to push Ermfy in sewer door. He has a scout buddy,
Whole
and
scouts
there
there.
we go. Easy cleanup for the scouts, and now Ali has walked in through IT free real estate. Oh, he's not really connecting the rockets though, and now the 2 scouts on red kind of pull the reverse back onto him, and things are gonna resettle down. Will we see Elijah elect to run back and switch off to an off class here?
That was good from Kronge though, because they had a scout peeking choke, they had their demo peeking, or I'm sorry, they had a scout peeking sewer, they had a demo peeking choke, and then Ali went from IT. So like that's a good adaptation from Kronge, because Skelly was able to find like 50 damage on a rocket from like just peeking that sewer door. And when you have eyes that are split up like that, you only ever have like 1, maybe 2 players spamming you. But if you have that second player spamming you, or if you have multiple sets of eyes on you, that means that there's not people pressuring the other doorways, and that's why Ali was able to get in so deep.
Yeah, speaking of Ali, he might go in for a fast bomb. No, it was instead Skelly who tried to do the sack. Ermfy Tank tried right before him. He only got about 40 damage onto Platinum. And we're just gonna be again back at this whole 3-2 stalemate, the classic. We'll see if nope, Ermfy Tank not gonna hold the door open, so no off classes
Kavito's gonna
on
jump
the
in.
Fields. And he's
Kavito's
out.
in.
Oh,
Trying to
he's
make
still
something happen.
by.
Oh, gonna get bombed. Elijah dies in the choke. Nomi gonna find 2 clean spam pipes there.
Yeah, I don't know if Control are gonna try and do something off of this though. Oh, here goes the soldier. So again, just sacking. Nice first rocket. He does get the force. Nice spam. Just like you said, Nick. The finally supported their roamer. Rocket King down to 13 health, so he milked it as hard as he possibly could have. But at the end of the day, he
was
will
gonna
have
crater
to
if he didn't
pop.
pop.
And now Kavito jumping away, desperately needing that pack, needing that arrow. And now the onus is on Krondrum as they start walking in. Ermfy doing the high bomb onto the sewer door. He does force Platinum down to 30
Kavito's gonna jump
health.
in too. Oh, but Kavito, I don't think they needed to give up that second soldier. I think if Kavito was positioned a little bit better, like just sitting up top rather than like kind of sitting on like the odd position by the pack, Kavito I think would have had plenty of opportunity to leave in. They wouldn't have to throw in that second body. Bob's gonna bomb in really deep, gonna just try and sack on a rocket. Gets a good first rocket, but that displacement of the other team with Rocket having to leave one leaves everybody in one without heals, so they have to back out. That's really good play from Kronge, and honestly a little bit fearful from No Name.
I'm telling you, man, Bwelp's impact on this game is not going to be shown on the stats besides his huge amount of air shots, but like he literally just made all of red run away. As they are going to waltz right back in though, but Skelly Knight's going to last. There's no one here. Okay, there is a soldier trying to contest him.
Oh, their entire team came back though. The players that went into 2 from No Name, this is terrible for them. Ditching a 1v1, but Dit rolls Ambrose. So just as quickly as the tide turns one way, they're going to turn the other way. Dit and Elijah's so weak, and they can get helping on the point, but a soldier on the back had well.
Oh, no.
My god. Just as you said, he is going to have impact. That's not going to show up on the logs. That's one of those things that doesn't show up on the logs, but it shows up in our heart. Let's go. The 4-3 pred. 12 minutes left.
Right.
Just enough time for Krondrum to park the bus.
We'll see what happens here. Bwelp with 2 huge plays back to back. First bombing through on a second, creating space for his team, and then getting the back cap after Skelly started it. Here he goes with another bomb on the mid, kind of flubbing that second jump, but hits a fat rocket, jumps right back to his medic. And this time, well, red is stuck in the corner, and here come the Bwelp rockets. He doesn't get cleaned up by Elijah.
He finds
and
so
Dit.
much damage though.
Yeah,
but they are able
Elijah
to
did.
capitalize. Mixer and Rocket are so weak. Everyone is in sewer. They're literally out of this mid. They need to make something happen, but Ali is gonna die. Palladium's gonna make it out though. He's at least out through IT. He's got a scout with him, so they're able to get out here. And it looks like Nomi's with them too. So if anybody tries to chase them direct, find some damage into Elijah. Skelly tries to clean it up, but not able to find the shots on that one. Soldier in last, but oh my god, Nomi is taking names with the pipe.
I heard
now.
a taunt.
Elijah. Yeah, he taunted Kevin. I don't know if he air shot him. I don't think he did, but he just two-piped him as soon as he hit the floor on last, just instantly died.
Okay, so now, I mean, you have some of the off classes out on Kronge, Skelly on Engineer, Bulb was on Sniper. He toyed around with the idea for a little bit, but then thought better of it. So now it's all up to No Name. What can they do to break this stalemate? I'm gonna guess it starts with an Ermfee sack into an Elijah off class, if I had to guess, but that remains to be seen.
So, a little bit of spoilers because this game is on a 90-second delay from what we're seeing, but did just message me, "I'm in" in all caps. I don't know what that means. But yeah, Kronge, I think, you know, if Amber with a crazy headshot onto Kevito in lobby. Gonna trade out Welp though. You know, the other team's got to shoot something. Amber is gonna die too, but again, Sally's got this gun aggressively set up in front of the point. It makes it so hard for teams to push into last without like taking a serious risk, taking an exchange or whatever. Welp's already gonna be off the respawner, and process last is definitely one of those lasts you could buy an entirety of 10 minutes on. And then, you know, by the time the round timer ends, there's only going to be a flat minute left. The exchange is going to come in here, as it looks like everyone's going to reset in lobby for No Name.
Dude.
The gun doesn't even go down, though. That's crazy. There's no way you can drive with the gun there.
Skelly protecting the seventh player, and he's also on the Frontier Justice, or whatever, the Revenge Crit shotgun. So, things are going to settle right back down. We're at 9.5 minutes here. I mean, No Name they just need one round to tie it up. You know, you're not playing to go for the kill right away. You still got some work ahead of you, but for now, teams are just going to sit back, relax, build up that Uber, and we'll have another go at it.
Well, Dit is standing still right now in the game, so I think this is where you messaged me, "I'm in." I'm going to assume Kevy's going to die to a sticky trap. I think Nomi's been sticking the top of rollout basically the entire game, so they are going to be able to extend, so I think the reservation was going to end basically as soon as the game was going to end, on regulation time at least. Sticky trap from Mixer's going to claim alley, trading at 1-for-1 here. But with nobody, or with both teams being down, I think we're just going to hit the reset. Welp Spy checking in spawn as Kevito is going to hold the door. So Elijah's going to go back to that sniper role, see if he can find that same impact he had from before, but that's going to be really tough because it's Sarasa's last has good sight lines, but it's also really easy for the defensive team to just not give you anything.
Yeah, I was going to say, Kronge have been doing a great job at just using their projectiles to shut down these doors and shut down the sight lane. So Elijah's going to take his chances for the first shot through the rollout, had a shot on Nomi. He's going to whiff it. Or actually, I think he might have hit it. But regardless, Nomi's going to be A-okay. Now they know the jig is up. Oh, and the Nomi trap in the shutter door. Elijah and Kevito go down to it. So now this is
it looks like they
opportunity.
Want to push.
Yeah, beautifully done from the blue demo man. And now the rest of red is just out of there. They have to give it up. They will get forwards at least, so you know they can at least reset back in this 3-2 stalemate. And Elijah electing to stay on the sniper.
I like this though. I
do too.
For No Name because you have such a better chance of getting like any sort of play on second versus last when the other team has a sentry gun. And like again, with all the doors positioned the way they are in process, it's so easy for a team just not give your sniper anything. Whereas if you get that one pick right on second, you have that option to take a risk, and it's very hard for them to not give you at least one shot. So Elijah gonna be rotating the sewer again. Adaptations being made from both teams. Hits a crazy shot in the alley, but he's gonna back up. That's where you have to push your advantage. You know that that set of eyes isn't gonna want to be on the door. He's gonna want to back up to his medic, who's presumably playing passive. But oh, he's not getting in. They're not taking this. They aren't pushing their advantage. But they're in from choke. They're gonna take an exchange here in sewer. I don't like that though from Rocket. Rocket saved his sniper, but that, at the cost of a slightly better Uber. I think they could have maybe just. Oh, this is so bad.
And now Nomi bombing forward.
Elijah needs to get a pick. Elijah needs to get a pick for anything to happen. Nomi's gonna find so much damage into it, and Skelly from across the map gonna pistol him. Oh, that's so bad.
Dit thought
Kronge might just make it 5-3.
Yeah, Dit thought he had a demo pick there, but Nomi said, "No, sir. I'm gonna hit you with a pipe. My scout's gonna clean you up." And now
he went with a pipe and a sticky.
That was like 3 down. But now Elijah again still on. He didn't die, I guess, right? He retreated through the choke, and now he's just staring at choke himself. Unfortunately, no real heads for him to chop off. Ubers are tiny advantage on the side of Platinum here. It's about 15%, maybe more like 10%. But
yeah, Rocket left alone again, and I think that's
can't
part of the
imagine
reason
that
Mixer
Blue will do
died.
something off this though.
Because Mixer was in like the sewer door, and he almost made it out of the doorway. He died just on the other side, and I think if Rocket had stuck around to tank him a little more, Mixer maybe would have lived and been able to try and hold mid there. But again, I think Rocket's leaving and is a little too hesitant in some of these fights, and it's costing his team. You know, being able to tank the right player at the right time is everything on Medic. And Elijah's gonna run in and die. So they may try to make something happen, but they're Bulb's in so deep, finds a decent first rocket, but not gonna find a second.
He kind of just, it was kind of awkward for him to try and shoot down because he was getting bounced
he also
around a little bit.
off 2 players' heads, so makes it really awkward to shoot rockets because like you get a ton of momentum, but then the game slows you down because like B-hopping isn't meant to be a mechanic in TF2. So
now we're back here once again. Elijah respawn on scout this time, so he's had enough of sniper. I mean, at some point, No Name have to do something here. And look at this, they're going to take an Uber right in. Beautiful save from Platinum onto Ambrune there. And I guess both teams just going to get Ubers out of the way here. And now maybe No Name need to take a dry fight. Coming up on 5 minutes left in this half. They do need that round to tie it up, but Rocket's going to start things off by eating a pipe. Has to heal up Mixer.
Dit dies.
Kavito and Dit die, only getting Bwelp in that exchange. And now, I mean, this is an opportunity. Kronge pushing their heels through Al-Qaeda right now. The rest of Red sitting on the left of Spire. They do see the soldier, so Ermfee shouldn't be able to get anything here, and Nomi's just gonna bomb forward, landing right on top of the point. Not really connecting much.
They don't even want to contest this. They're so scared.
And now Dit up on Sniper, so he's gonna try and take someone's head off. As Kronge, I think they're just gonna play it safe. Again, there's only 4.5 minutes left. All you have to do is get
you
Uber
force
here.
No Name to try and make the impossible happen. It is so hard to take an Uber exchange out of last because all of these doorways either are on the low ground or immediately leave you in the low ground, or you end up in upper IT, which is such an awkward position because the other team can stand on the point, which is their high ground, and just spam you. Bulb's gonna find really good damage into both soldiers in the lobby, gonna make it so there's not really an opportunity for either than to counter-sack. They're gonna take the exchange, but
No Name walk through one door.
Again, look at where Nomi's standing. He has all this positioning on the point. You get so much free real estate from like having this positioning on the point.
Skelly dying though. This will give No Name an opportunity to push for sure, and they are walking their heels through the lobby side. Kavito is hurt though. Ooh,
Bulb's going for a play. Bulb's in. He's going into rollout. Just 2 players looking at him. He's gonna find a lot of damage into those players, and Kavito's weak as well. Kavito's on last. Bulb's gonna go for the resack here, but not gonna find anything. Had too many eyes looking at him for that one. So again, No Name. Time is dwindling, but they have 3.5 minutes to try and make something happen. They postured up in IT like they were trying to push, but then I think they realized they didn't have an Uber. Pushing through that IT door without an Uber. Elijah just runs in and disrespects Nomi. Kavito's gonna die on the other thing though. So, and Karaka's trying to spam arrows. He's desperately for this blood. Palladium's gonna die, but they kill Ermfee. Ally died.
26 health.
Oh, Rocket's down to 35 HP. Skelly's in, steals the pack. But
it's all on Bwelp now. If he's got to do something to salvage the situation, Rocket King, 85% Ubers. Bwelp is just hiding above IT right now. He's the only thing standing between his team. And Dit just flanks him. I was gonna say he's the only thing standing between his team and a tied game, and we might be coming up on that. Platinum,
but
only
Kronge has had really good last hold.
That's true. That's true.
So, because No Name's had a fair amount of chance to push into last here. So, Elijah's gonna be picking up from this rollout. They're gonna give Bulb time to spawn. I don't like this. Like, they've had so much time. They're just letting Palladium build Uber. It makes it so much harder. Nomi's gonna get pressured here. Gonna go back into spawn, but they don't scout this at all. Elijah's in the face of the heavy trying to find damage, but Amber's getting tanked. They get first step is Mixer getting headshot. They're putting so little pressure in, but
Platinum died though.
Kavito dies. Oh, that's so huge. Kavito's able to dive in on the spawn door, and Skelly had to resup for more ammo. There's an opportunity for them to make something in the last. They can't spawn on heavy because Ambrune died off. It's 3v4 here. Are they gonna able to get their spawn?
Oh my
Allie's
god.
Gonna come up off the spawn, gonna instantly die though. They're trying to buy time. It's Nomi versus the world. Ambrune and Palladium come up in 1, but they're on the point. It's a tie game. It's 4-4.
Well, just like their first meeting earlier in this season, we will. I mean, whether it'll happen now or in Golden Cap remains to be seen, but we are headed for a 5-4 finish here, ladies and gentlemen.
The last 2 rounds, Kronge has been so good on these bids. The first couple mids in the second half were No Names, but there's plenty of time. You can win around in 48 seconds on process. Don't tell me how I know that, but SS known time. Double high bomb here for the side of No Name. They're trying to find damage. Mixer's gonna eat so much damage on the other side. I think all of the projectile classes going down on the side of No Name. This is so bad for
They're
them.
caught by sewer. Oh no, Ali could not. He didn't have enough health as the server stutters. So who knows
It's a
what
minute and a
that
half
means.
left though in the FTV time. Who knows? Oh.
And now
This is
Dit
so tough.
and Rocket are just retreated out through the one door. They are now in the position where you just have to play for the stalemate here. You're not realistically going to have a chance to go coast to coast for the heartbreaker round. Meanwhile, Kronge have absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain from this
Put
push
it all
here.
on the wall.
They're just gonna walk in through the fire. There's a pyro out, kind of the first one we've seen all night, firing the scorch shot. I'm really glad that weapon's legal. As the gun goes down, Elijah is gonna switch off to
Palladium
the
hasn't
engineer
had
now.
to use it. Palladium's finally gonna use, but they drop Embrune. This is so poor.
Yeah.
And Rocket's not pressured at all.
Yeah,
to pop.
he's sitting
This is
pretty.
so bad. Yeah, this is over. Unless they like manage to backcap, but No Name has zero incentive to push. It'd be a huge mistake on their end to try and push.
Yeah, it's just not possible to get from last to last in 33 seconds. So they are just gonna have to take a breather here. You know, this is still good for them. They can just sit back, relax, kind of reset their mentality as we are gonna be seeing a golden cap come up. I don't remember if the first matchup was golden cap or if it was just regulation, but regardless, we're in for some golden cap shenanigans as Amber's gonna try and peek in through the 3-door, but there's a pyro, there's a gun, there's a heavy. Kronge are not getting this round as we have 7 seconds left.
They're
The
finally
Uber comes
pressured to
out.
pop the Uber, but again, just like how the first half ended, it's an Ubered heavy on the point. Unless you can find a way to get like 8 stickies underneath them and force the heavy to jump or something, there's no way. Well, I just says another golden cap, I'm done.
So man, here we go, golden cap. It's 4-4. I mean, I did say before this started, I was like, the last game was very, very close, and this one should continue to live up to that billing, and that's exactly what we saw here. They couldn't extend the reservation. You can only extend it when there's less than 1 hour left and no one else has booked the server.
No. They did it when there was like 7 minutes left in the server time or whatever, and they were able to extend it for an hour. But you can't extend it for more than an hour for the way ServeMe works. So they can't extend it for a few more minutes, I think.
All right, so we got some time before this golden cap round
I
starts.
sincerely hope they don't need to.
That
like another hour.
That would be something. Hopefully not. Let's take a look at these second half logs here. What am I going to find? Never mind, logs.tf has just been bugging out all night tonight.
I got the log. So tell me what you want to know, Terry.
Oh, I got him. I see Bulb with 5 more air shots. That's what we like to see.
Again, top air shot. He's tied. He's tied this time. Who's he tied with? He's tied with Ali. But he still has the most collectively so far, and I think he's leading by a decent margin. So
okay, so I'm seeing Mixer 22-7, much better second half. Nomi 16-7. The damage is just about equal on the 2 demo man. The thing that stands out, I mean, like again, I hate pointing out like this one player's bad stats, but Ermfy did not have a good second half. He went 4-10, so just not really getting much done, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But he made space. He was constantly sacking over and over again, so you're gonna end up with stat lines like that.
Yeah, but I think the difference between like Ermfy, like Bulb also had a poor game. He went 9-22, right? Or at least statistically. But like on the eye test, Bulb was making plays, right? There was a couple, like the one time that Bulb just synced Rockets into Rocket to drop him on the mid fight. I think that was in the first half. It's not gonna show up in the second half logs, but you know, and there's a couple times where like he was able to salvage fights by getting Rocket like to salvage a situation or get forces. He got the back cap, so like Ermfy's just had a quieter game in general. And I think that's kind of what you get on this map. Like when you sign up to play roam around a team, it's like, all right, it's process week, right? And sometimes you can just steamroll a team and you get like a 3KD on roamer just because you're completely unchecked, just jumping around the other team's flanks, like just terrorizing the other team, right? But like when you get closer games like this, you're going to get stat lines like this. And it really comes down to the eye test. And like definitely in terms of roamer, I think Bulb's having a better game than Ermfy.
The other thing that I'm noticing, you got Platinum with 9 deaths. Meanwhile, Rocket King with only 3. So obviously, No Name won the second half in terms of the rounds, obviously, and then forcing the tie game golden cap scenario. So really well done by him. 3 deaths in 30 minutes is nothing to scoff at. I know in this day and age, haha, you click on your scout, you go vroom, but really good play from him. Although, again, some of those mids, man, those were so weird where like I look at where Rocket is towards the end and he's just in his own sewer and Bulb is just harassing the crap out of him. So you gotta wonder if that safer positioning has cost his team some mids. It looks like they did trade 3 for 3 in that second half. So Certainly wasn't as lopsided as the first half was, but I mean, I feel like when Kronge Realm have won the mids, they have done it through like positioning, and whenever No Name has won the mids, it's because they started off with getting like 2 quick frags or something like that.
Yeah. I was gonna say, and other thing I've noticed too is that I think that positioning point was actually is a good segue, because I think Crondrum is doing a phenomenal job at having top control on the mids, and I think that's largely in part of like what you see the demos are doing on the mids. I think Mixer's very like trying to stop the other team from walking into them, but the issue is that because he's shooting so many stickies not at the top of mid, right? He's not putting any spam up there at all. You have 2 scouts that are sitting up there, and especially as you start getting into the top like advanced, and especially at the top advanced in the invite scouts and their positioning, right, where if you let a scout play somewhere like that's really good for them for free, especially in a long fight, they basically generate the same amount of damage as a demo. And I think that's what we saw from like Ambroon in the first half, right, is he just was completely unchecked on a lot of these pieces of high ground on the mids, and that's where he's finding a lot of his damage. And because Mixer isn't like controlling the top, it gives Crondrome such a huge advantage on the mids that unless they find a pick instantly on the side of No Name, like the long fights are always going to go Crondrome's way.
All right, I'm gonna call it now. One of these medics is gonna drop an Uber during this golden cap, and it's gonna cost their team. Usually, first of all, Uber charge drops, they're all situational. It really depends on the context and what happened and all that. But both these teams, they lost a round because their medics dropped Uber. For Platinum, it was when he was on his own second. For Rocket King, it was when it was on mid. So in a tight game like this, when the round difference is 1, any drop that if they had popped, just hit that mouse too, might have changed the whole complexion. But one team is readied up. I believe that was Kronge Realm. Yeah, they're ready to go. They're saying, the second half they kind of lost it a little bit, but they're looking to put on the finishing touches and get the revenge
Yeah,
win.
but they lost the second half more so early than they did later. They dropped 2 rounds in fairly quick succession. Like the first round that they dropped was like, and I want to say in like a minute and a half, and then the second round was a little slower for them to bring it back. And then they were able to get that round with about 10 minutes left to tie up the game. But for the most part, it was really those 2 rounds that No Name took really early in the second half. And I think if you took off that little segment, the majority of the second half, Crondrum has been winning. But I think this is going to come down to like a mental game too. I mean, there's been a little bit of talk in the chat, but like, especially if you drop as like a medic, that can kind of hurt your mentality of like, oh, like even if it wasn't your fault, right? Like both medic drops, I think were like there was no time for them to react. They kind of just ate damage and instantly died. But like, I think especially as you get into these like high pressure situations, people are going to start making decisions that they maybe normally wouldn't, and it's really going to come to like that mental game of who's still in it.
Yeah,
especially as it gets later
every time you drop an Uber in a match, every other following Uber, you're thinking about it, dude. I don't care what anyone tells you. I don't care if it's skis or shade. It plays a little bit of a part. To say that it doesn't is just a lie.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I played the last couple off seasons of Invite as medic, and it's very mentally taxing. Especially the first off season, especially when I was like subbing for Dunk when they first moved in Invite. Like a lot of those first scrims where like you get like the real big leagues, and you start to get to that point like when you start playing advanced and above, right, where players get so good that they will punish you for every little mistake, and that can get really tough. And like every single little mistake that you make wears on you for the rest of the night. And especially as we start getting later and later into the night too, people who work more normal job hours or have like class in the morning and stuff too, they start to get tired, and that can also kind of start to wear on your mental game. So I don't really know any of these
mentality
players.
is a huge part of TF2, whether you like it or not.
It's every game.
Yes,
whether it's a board game, whether it's a role-playing game, whether it's a first-person shooter, every game has a mentality aspect to it. If there's competition, there's a mentality aspect to it. And it's I don't know if it's talked about as much in other games, but it's definitely in like games where like TF2 is a very simple thing done well. I think a lot of these classes, you have very basic functions, and it's finding the most optimal ways to do them very well. It's like whether you hit that rocket jump good enough, or you hit that air shot, or you hit this direct, or hit that meat shot good enough, right? And that mentality serves a large portion to your consistency and your ability to do that. So we are waiting for the teams already up. We are just waiting on that No Name. I think Dit said P in the chat, so I think maybe has somebody in the bathroom.
I'm just hoping the golden cap is not an hour long. I would appreciate that.
So a bit of lore. The second ever playoffs game that so the first season I ever casted, I got like basically thrown in, casted like 2 playoffs games like back-to-back nights, whatever, right? Next season comes around, I do a bunch of casting, start casting the playoffs for the next season. So the very first game that I casted was the lower bracket round 1, and I had never casted like a full best of 3. Like the season before, both of the best of 3s that I casted ended like an hour and a half, right? So we're gonna, yeah, so we'll be going live in like 40 seconds. But to finish the story, I was working 6 a.m. the next day, and I didn't realize it. And so I was literally up to like 5:30 in the morning because we had 2 maps that went to Golden Cap. The last map went to time, and one of the Golden Caps was like an hour and a half long. So it ended at like 5:30 in the morning. I'm like, I actually just have to change and go to work now.
Oh my god, that's insane.
Well, this isn't the best of 3.
Go. Golden Cap between Kronge Realm and No Name. Winner takes it all here. This mid fight's going to be especially important. I'm going to be watching Nomi. I don't know about you, but I want to see what he's going to be able to make happen for his team here. And I'm going to pay attention to the positioning of Rocket King once again. Like, he's been in that really odd situation.
Ernfi's faster than Nomi. Oh, Nomi hits him with a fat sticky up top. Ernfi's down so weak. He's going to get the little pack. He's 3 HP. He's going to get hunted down. Kevito's on the Palladium. He's going to find so much damage. Can Kevito make it out? Kevito died. Both soldiers down. This is exactly what Krondrom has been doing every mid. And Brune's going to get arrowed up. They're trying to sell out here. They're going to get Mixer. Are they able to catch Rocket? Rocket's gonna get out scot-free.
No, they're stuck behind. They are on the opposite side.
Oh,
yes.
This is so bad. They don't have Uber yet either. This is so good for Krondrom.
Krondrom are just gonna ignore everybody else, and they're just gonna say, "Hey, you want to be an RIT? We're gonna go cap your second and force you to come back into us."
No way are they trying to cap.
And
they briefly considered trying to cap. This is so bad for them. This means Krondrom can get into last and try and they're gonna take down all the offense. They might even get picked.
Players from behind.
Mixer
it's
dies.
Scrappy, but they're putting cap time on second. They
cap the point. Oh.
And wow, just
the
like
GG
that.
instantly in chat.
You know, sometimes, Nick, you play a match, it lasts for an hour, you go into Golden Cap, and the Golden Cap lasts 60 seconds. And what you just saw there was another dominant mid-win from Krondrom. They forced Rocket and his scouts to run into the other team's territory, and meanwhile, Krondrom said, well, you know what? There's some points to cap, and they did exactly that. That was certainly not the way I was expecting Golden Cap to break down, but hey, if it means I don't have to be here for another 25 minutes,
yeah, and I was gonna say, I'm not that I'm glad that the game ended in like a lights out fashion one way or the other, but I am glad that we did not have like an hour and a half long Golden Cap, and that's why whenever rule discussions come up, I'm always in favor of like yeah, it's kind of terrible to see a game end with somebody holding mid, but like the 15 or 30-minute Golden Cap rule, yeah, I'm kind of partial towards it.
So, just an update for y'all in the audience real quick. Now Krondrom White 6-3, No Name also 6-3, and the head-to-head is now split between these two teams. 1-5-4 victory for each side. So the playoff race in Div 1 is super tight. Allen Gaming sitting at the top 7-1, Milky's right behind them 7-2, and then you have Krondrom and No Name at 6-3. So like there's still if I can do my math, like 7 matches left in the season for some of these teams, so you never know how it's going to swing. Every single win is going to come into huge effect as we approach the end of the season, heading into playoffs. But man, that was a game, FrickMyNick. That was quite the game.
Yeah, that was quite the game. And we are going to see, does that change where they're at in the standings by chance?
It flipped the seeds right now.
Okay.
So now Krondrom have slid up into 3rd, while No Name have dropped to 4th. HR team is, kind of nipping at their heels 4-4 right now, so they still have a couple extra matches to be played. But as it stands, they kind of just flipped their position in the current playoff standings. But with 3.5 more weeks to go, we'll see how that plays out when it actually gets to week 8. But
yeah, and that does matter a little bit. Again, we're a little more than halfway through the season for both these teams. Both of them have played 9 matches. I'm assuming we're gonna get about 16. So we're probably just over the halfway.
Actually, you just reminded me. Since Div 1 is round robin, I think it's only 14 matches. So that's actually huge, because now, there's only 5 more matches for Krondrom. So these teams are going to be topped off at 14 games total, and with Bradman Bunch dying, that's pretty much a free forfeit win for every single one of the other teams. which I guess doesn't change anything since it's just a free W and a free round, because forfeits are just a 1-0.
And Bradman Bunch was already 0-8, so I mean, not to BM them because I have no idea like what kind of team they were. I honestly couldn't tell you a single player on it by name, off the top of my head. But I mean, they were 0-8, so like I don't know if they were having like super close games with everybody, and maybe that is a slight. And if it is, I apologize, but it does look like it's just going to be another round of free wins across the board.
Yeah, so again, with 5 more matches, we'll see how this result shakes things up in the future.
But it does change. It changes their playoff seedings because 3rd and 4th do play different seeds. So let's say if it was a bit different between 2nd and 3rd, right? It's really only the mental edge that you get going into playoffs. But
just a higher seed advantage for pick bans, but
yeah, which doesn't really matter that much because if you're genuinely the better team, right, then like I don't think it really matters what teams you're like, what maps you're playing on, and if it's that close, then like that little advantage does matter, right? But even then, on like at that point, it's like, all right, the mentality of the players day to day. How is that like? If you have one player having an off day on the day of playoffs, that could totally screw you over, anyways. But like that being in 3rd, playing like the team that's in 2nd versus the team that's in 1st can change a lot. Again, I don't really know what's happening in Div 1. Have not been following it all, but I think you'd rather play the 2nd seed than the 1st seed in more cases than not.
Yeah, for sure. Regardless, it should be a pretty tight race as far as jockeying for playoff positioning is concerned. I really think those 4 teams that we mentioned, Allen Gaming, Milky's, Kronge, and No Name, are in the head of the pack. HR team is right behind them with only 1 extra loss, and even football team with 5 losses. You never know. Again, if they win out, that could be huge for them and give them a shot. But that's going to be pretty much from us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You just witnessed Kronge take a 5-4 golden cap victory over No Name, tying up their head-to-head 1-1. My name was Tery. I was joined by FrickMyNick. We had Shears on production. Shoutouts to him. Shoutouts to all the viewers. And have a good night, y'all. Make sure you drink water, wash your hands, wear a mask, etc., etc. But we will be signing off. This was Team Fortress TV, and have a good night, everybody.